Before we start this video, I want to give a shout out to Faith Lloyd, who is the newest member that's joined the Rare Elvis Photos family. Now that we have memberships back, Connie Thomas rejoined us, 8 days ago. All you have to do is look below on the bottom left and click join. If you can join and become a member, that only helps me make more videos on this channel to focus more on defending Elvis's legacy. If you can't, please keep watching, sharing, and subscribing. Well, this is always one of my favorite times of the day when I get to come on here and talk to y'all here on Elvis Rare Photos, or Rare Elvis Photos. On this day in Elvis's history, this kind of started the trip, May 18th, 1968, when they flew to Hawaii for a 2-week vacation. Elvis went with, of course, Lisa Marie, Priscilla, the Espositos, the Fikes, the Gambles, and Charlie Hodge. Elvis had wanted to take some time off, just relax, and of course, spoil his friends and family, as he always did before he did the taping of the 68 comeback special. They actually returned back to Los Angeles on June 2nd of 1968. And you'll see a picture of, at the very end, a couple of pictures at the very end of Elvis Presley on that plane with passengers. And it looked like Priscilla was a little annoyed, but we'll get there when we get there. So, some of the things that they did, while they were in Hawaii, they were on the beach, of course, having fun. They did tour around and take a look, at some of the sites. Elvis Presley just really loved to go out and about. But, a lot of the footage that you're seeing, a lot of the footage that you see from the videos of this vacation, which is well documented, are some of these pictures here, so you can recognize them. But obviously they didn't stay on the beach the whole time. They also visited the USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, and they did that on May 27th of 1968. On May 25th, going back a couple of days, Elvis and Priscilla attended the Ed Parker Hawaiian Karate Tournament of Champions with Joe and Joni Esposito and Charlie Hodge. I believe that Mike Stone was there as well, competing, and maybe that's where Mike met Priscilla and Elvis for the very first time. I do know that Elvis was very, very, very into karate, obviously, and I think he was a big fan of Mike Stone. That he thought he was a bad dude. And it's sad that it turned out the way it turned out, where Priscilla, at this point in time, May of 68, she had already had her affair with the dance instructor, who was also married at the time. So even though you see her smiling in a lot of these pictures, now we know, she had cheated on Elvis. And I don't know if Elvis had known at that point in time during this trip. But I feel like he would have known shortly after that or before that. And his guys were like, hey, you want us to do something about this? And this wasn't Mike Stone at the time, the affair. This was the dance instructor. And he said, no, she's making her own bed, basically. And she's got to find her own path. So anyhow, it's too bad that it wasn't just an itch that she scratched, that they could have found a way to work it out. All relationships are not perfect. You have infidelities all the time that happen in relationships. And sometimes you find a way to grow together and figure out what happened. And that is not the scenario that happened. And I think Elvis would have, he would have worked through it with her, but she was the one, regardless of all these beautiful pictures of this happiness and the kissing and all that stuff that you see throughout the series, he was the one, I think, that really wanted to work it out for the sake of Lisa. Now, he wasn't going to change his lifestyle around too much, and that's just the thing that Priscilla didn't want to deal with. She wanted to kind of be in charge. She wanted, she was not the same person that he thought that he had in a relationship earlier in the decade of the 60s, as well as who he agreed to marry. But anyhow, that's another story for another time. But you guys know that I do kind of try to take both sides of the coin here with the Priscilla and Elvis argument. I'm not a big fan of her. I used to be. But at the same time, hey, walk a mile in my shoes, they say. And Elvis, once again, was a very kind individual, and he took all of his friends and family on this trip so they could enjoy it. so they could experience what he got to experience, which is a life that was not filled with poverty. You could do anything, go anywhere, eat anything, no worries, no concerns. And he made sure that the people around him got to live exactly like he did. And sometimes more extravagant. Because it wasn't like, I mean, Elvis, yeah, bought himself a car and stuff like that. But he made sure he bought other people houses and cars and, and jewelry and, whatever they needed, whatever they desired. This is a photo here you're seeing of Elvis and Priscilla at the wall at the USS Arizona Memorial. All the people that lost their life. Very sad. Elvis was very much, he was very much a part of that memorial. The fundraiser that he raised funds for helped that memorial get put in place because he understood the sacrifice that Americans nowadays do not. You went to war, you served your country, you protected freedom. And I know there's a lot of confusion over what war was maybe not good, or was Vietnam War good? Was it necessary? Was the Korean War necessary? But the World War I, World War II, those wars like that that happened, they were absolutely necessary, and Elvis understood that. And he was very much about respecting the culture of Hawaii, very much about respecting America and politics and the government and police officers. He was very respectful of and appreciative of everybody, firefighters. You can see there, Priscilla's irritated on the plane ride back there. Anyways, TCB, TLC, till next time, please like, please share, please subscribe, and stay wonderful, Rare Elvis Photo fans. This is Rare Elvis Photos. Till next time on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.